Out there, in the vast, sun-scorched emptiness of the Nevada desert, lies a place that officially doesn't exist, or at least for the longest time, it didn't. It's a patch of land surrounded by warning signs, armed guards, and a perimeter so fiercely protected, it has become the stuff of legend. This is Area 51. You can't drive up to the gate for a friendly hello. You can't fly over it for a quick look. The airspace above is the most restricted on the planet. For decades, this isolation has fueled our imaginations, turning a simple military installation into the world's most famous paranormal hotspot. It's a place where secrets are the main export and curiosity is forbidden currency. What makes this particular patch of desert so special? The silence from the government created a vacuum, and human nature, as it always does, filled it with stories. These aren't just any stories, they are tales of crashed flying saucers, reverse-engineered alien technology, and extraterrestrial visitors kept hidden from the public eye. The journey to the edge of Area 51 is an expedition in itself. You travel down a lonely highway, aptly named the Extraterrestrial Highway, where the only other travelers seem to be tumbleweeds, and the occasional believer hoping for a glimpse of something otherworldly. This place is more than just a military base, it's a cultural icon. It has starred in movies, inspired TV shows, and launched a million online debates. The very name Area 51 conjures images of shadowy figures, strange lights in the night sky, and technologies far beyond our comprehension. To understand Area 51, you have to go back to the height of the Cold War. The year is 1955. The world is a chessboard, and the United States and the Soviet Union are the two superpowers making their moves. The CIA needed a place, a remote, secure, and utterly secret location, to develop and test its next generation of spy planes. The search for the perfect spot led them to a dry lake bed in Nevada known as Groom Lake. President Eisenhower signed an executive order adding the Groom Lake parcel to the restricted zone, and just like that, Area 51 was born. It was wiped from all public maps, a ghost on the American landscape. Its original purpose was singular and top secret: to build and fly the U-2 spy plane, a high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft designed to soar over Soviet territory undetected. The secrecy was absolute. The personnel who worked there were flown in on unmarked planes from a private terminal in Las Vegas. They were sworn to secrecy, unable to tell even their families what they did or where they went every day. Over the years, the base expanded. More hangars were built, the runway was lengthened, and the mission evolved. After the U-2 came other black projects, highly classified military programs that pushed the boundaries of aviation technology. You can't talk about Area 51 without talking about Roswell. The story begins in 1947, 8 years before Area 51 was even established. A rancher near Roswell, New Mexico, discovered strange debris scattered across his property. The local military base initially issued a press release stating they had recovered a flying disc. The story hit the papers and exploded, but just as quickly the military retracted the statement, claiming the debris was nothing more than a downed weather balloon. Decades later, in the late 1970s, the Roswell incident was resurrected by ufologists and researchers who weren't satisfied with the weather balloon explanation. Witnesses came forward with new, sensational claims. According to the revitalized conspiracy theory, the debris and the extraterrestrial crew of the crashed saucer were secretly transported from New Mexico to the one place in the country secure enough to handle them, the newly established top-secret base at Groom Lake. The narrative became more detailed and elaborate. Area 51 wasn't just storing the Roswell craft, it was a fully operational laboratory dedicated to reverse engineering its advanced technology. The strange lights seen in the Nevada sky were no longer just top-secret spy planes, they were test flights of these newly built human-piloted flying saucers. This connection to Roswell cemented Area 51's place at the heart of UFO mythology. While the stories of alien spacecraft are captivating, the documented truth of what flew at Area 51 is, in its own way, just as mind-blowing. The aircraft developed there were so advanced, so otherworldly in their appearance and capabilities, that they were frequently mistaken for UFOs by the public. Take, for example, the A-12 Oxcart, the precursor to the more famous SR-71 Blackbird. Developed in the early 1960s, this spy plane was a marvel of engineering. It was made of titanium and could fly at over 2,200 miles per hour. Then came the first true stealth aircraft, a project codenamed Have Blue. This was the prototype for the F-117 Nighthawk. It was a bizarre-looking machine, a collection of flat panels and sharp angles designed to deflect radar signals. Imagine being out in the Nevada desert in the late 1970s and seeing this silent, black, triangular craft gliding silently through the darkness. You wouldn't think top-secret military prototype, you would think UFO. The government's refusal to comment wasn't because they were hiding aliens, it was because they were protecting vital national security secrets. Admitting they had a plane that was invisible to radar or could fly faster than a missile would have been a catastrophic intelligence failure. The UFO stories, in a strange way, provided the perfect cover. The more people talked about little green men, the less they thought about secret reconnaissance technology. The real secrets of Area 51 were hiding in plain sight, disguised as science fiction. In 2013, after decades of official silence, the CIA finally declassified documents that officially acknowledged the existence of Area 51. This was, honestly, a landmark moment. For the first time, we got a glimpse behind the curtain, with the government itself telling part of the story. The declassified history focused heavily on the base's early days and its first major program, the U2 spy plane. The project was codenamed Aquatone. The documents confirmed what historians had long suspected, that Groom Lake was chosen specifically for this high-stakes mission to spy on the Soviet Union. Engineers at Area 51, working for Lockheed's legendary Skunk Works division, had to design an aircraft that could fly at an unprecedented 70,000 feet. At that altitude, a pilot's blood would literally boil without a pressurized suit. The plane itself was essentially a high-powered engine with enormous wings, a glider with a jet engine, as pilots called it. Everything about it was custom-built, from the specialized camera systems to the fuel it used. The declassified report also addressed the UFO connection directly. The CIA acknowledged that the U-2 test flights in the 1950s were responsible for more than half of all UFO reports during that period. Commercial airliners at the time flew at altitudes between 10,000 and 20,000 feet. When their pilots saw the silver wings of a U-2 glinting in the sun at 70,000 feet, they had no frame of reference for what it could be. They reported strange lights and unidentified objects, and air traffic controllers were equally baffled. No discussion of Area 51's mythology is complete without mentioning Bob Lazar. In 1989, a man calling himself Dennis appeared on a Las Vegas news broadcast, his face hidden in shadow. He claimed to be a physicist who had worked at a secret facility near Area 51 called S4. His story was explosive. He alleged that his job was to reverse engineer the propulsion systems of captured extraterrestrial vehicles. He described seeing 9 different flying saucers stored in hangars built into the side of a mountain. He provided detailed technical descriptions of how these craft supposedly worked, using a mysterious power source he called Element 115. He described the craft as looking fluid and organic, made of materials unknown on Earth. He even claimed to have taken friends out into the desert on specific nights to watch test flights of these alien craft, and they backed up his story, describing strange, silent lights making impossible maneuvers in the sky above the testing range. However, Lazar's story is riddled with problems. Investigators and debunkers have struggled to verify any of his claimed credentials. The universities he said he attended, MIT and Caltech, have no record of him. The debate over Bob Lazar rages to this day. To his followers, he is a courageous whistleblower who risked everything to tell humanity the truth. To his detractors, he is a masterful storyteller who fabricated an elaborate hoax. Regardless of what you believe, his impact on the Area 51 legend is undeniable. So, where does that leave us? On one side, we have the compelling, almost cinematic myths of crashed saucers, alien autopsies, and reverse-engineered technology. On the other, we have the confirmed, declassified facts about top-secret spy planes and advanced weapons development. The confirmed facts are fascinating enough on their own. We know for certain that Area 51 is a real, active military installation. We know it was the birthplace of revolutionary aircraft like the U-2, the A-12 Oxcart, and the F-117 Nighthawk. The government's decades-long policy of neither confirm nor deny acted as a petri dish for conspiracy theories. When you create a vacuum of information, people will fill it with the most exciting stories they can imagine. The myth of Area 51 is a direct consequence of its secrecy. The alien hypothesis, while tantalizing, rests on a foundation of anecdotal evidence, eyewitness accounts, and stories like Bob Lazar's that are impossible to definitively prove or disprove. There is no hard physical evidence that has ever been presented for independent scientific analysis. Ultimately, the most reasonable conclusion is that Area 51 is exactly what the government now says it is: a place to develop and test the nation's most advanced and secret military aircraft and technologies. The UFOs seen in the sky are most likely next-generation drones, hypersonic aircraft, or other black projects that we won't learn about for another 20 or 30 years. This explanation may not be as thrilling as alien alliances, but it fits the available evidence perfectly. The real secret of Area 51 isn't extraterrestrial. It's the incredible cutting edge of human technology. The legend of Area 51 has created a unique subculture and a strange sort of tourist destination in the middle of the Nevada desert. The state officially designated Route 375 as the extraterrestrial highway in 1996, leaning into the notoriety. Small towns like Rachel, the unofficial capital of Area 51 tourism, have become famous. Its handful of residents cater to visitors with alien-themed motels, diners, and gift shops selling everything from green alien keychains to I Believe t-shirts. The perimeter itself is an attraction. Tourists drive down dusty, unpaved roads to get as close as they legally can to the boundary. They take pictures of the stark warning signs that authorize the use of deadly force against trespassers. People from all over the world gather here, sharing stories, pointing telescopes at the night sky, and waiting. This modern-day pilgrimage shows that Area 51 has transcended its original purpose. It is no longer just a military base. It is a cultural phenomenon, a piece of modern folklore. So, after peeling back the layers of secrecy, myth, and declassified history, what have we found at the heart of Area 51? We have discovered a place built on the very real foundation of Cold War paranoia, a cradle of aviation technology that pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible. The UFO sightings continue, suggesting that the next generation of black projects is just as visually baffling as the last. While the evidence points to a terrestrial explanation, the gates of Area 51 remain closed, and as long as they do, we are left to speculate about what secrets are still hidden in the Nevada desert. The truth, as they say, is still out there.